Well, it's been a while since yeah, it's been a good long while since I have done a Star Wars video. It's been a while. Also want to go ahead and show off this. Look at this. This is the Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper helmet. This was one of the reissues. I wanted to get the Clone Trooper helmet because I think, I'm just saying this, I mean, I love the clones. But this, though, is pretty cool. Surprisingly enough, it does fit my head. Just the only issue is that you just can't breathe out of it. So, whatever. But we're going to put this off to the side here. So, this is going to basically be a collection of Star Wars related videos, I guess you could say. So this first video right here is of basically my thoughts on Tales of the Empire, the brand new 6-episode Star Wars miniseries, or whatever you want to call it. You could call it just the Tales series, or you could just call it whatever you want. So Tales of the Empire, I'm just going to be really honest with you. Tales of the Empire was a disappointment. That's all I can say. Or that's all I could, well, that's not all I could say, but that is the most respectful way I can describe this series. That's the most respectful way I could describe the series. Tales of the Empire is, it could have been great. But instead, though, it was just a massive disappointment. And that's really kind of how I've been feeling with a lot of newer Star Wars projects. And I'm going to get into this a lot more in another video, which is going to be me talking about The Acolyte. So, I don't know. If you want to watch it, I'll say you can go ahead and watch it. But talking about Tales of the Empire, so I like Tales of the Jedi. I love the Dooku stories. I thought that they were amazing. I was really intrigued. Well, I mean, I don't know. I was kind of a bit iffy on the Ahsoka stuff, just because we've seen so much of her. And honestly, this was during when the Ahsoka series was not out yet. So I was just wanting something new with Ahsoka. I didn't want to go and retread some things that we already know about her. I did not need to see an episode of her trying to train for Order 66. Basically, that scene where she's in the middle of, you know, the table and she's deflecting all the blaster bolts from the clone troopers. I did not need to see her training to do that. We know that she's pretty capable of doing that anyways. But anyways, though, Tales of the Empire, man, we were just, I mean, okay, let's get the first obvious, just bad thing out of the way. Why the hell do we get stories of Morgan Elsbeth? Why? Just why? The only answer I can really think of is because this is Dave Filoni, so he needs to incorporate all of his, characters into these freaking shows and all that sort of stuff. He needs to show them off. Now, I didn't think I didn't think Morgan Elsbeth was bad by any means, but here's just the fact, is that she just is not that interesting of a character. Not that interesting of a character to, carry her own 3 shorts. And really, these 3 shorts, we learned nothing new about Morgan Elsbeth. Her motivation is that she's driven by revenge. She wants revenge for her people. They show in the shorts that she was there when General Grievous massacred the Night Sister people. Yeah, the Night Sister people and all that sort of stuff. What's kind of funny is that if Morgan Elsbeth really wants revenge, she probably will want revenge on General Grievous, or hell, even Count Dooku, the people behind the attacks. Well, really, of course, the main guy behind everything is Palpatine, but I don't know. Just again, these stories just do not give us anything about Morgan Elsbeth. As a matter of fact, they just feel like over-exaggerated, deleted scenes or not deleted scenes, but I feel like this feel like that this could have been told in a comic or a book about or maybe how being just more, or just they could just give us more information on these characters. But to give her 3 episodes of one show, I don't think that's great. I really want to know who really, like, we all know Disney approved this, but I mean, holy crap, though. I mean, I don't know, man. Just, the Morgan episodes were just they were just mid and lame. The only cool parts of it was, there was General Grievous in his new animation model. I like that. We showed, Thrawn, before he became a Grand Admiral. We also saw, Captain Pellaeon in there. Rook also at the exact same time as well. But again, though, all this is just, I don't even know why they gave her the episodes. Okay, I'm just going to stop talking about Morgan here. And then let's now talk a little bit about Barriss Offee. So Barriss Offee, now, going into these shorts, the general consensus was, we didn't give a shit about the Morgan episodes. We give a shit about the Barriss Offee episodes, because we haven't seen the character in nearly almost 10 years. We don't really know what her story was. Basically, the character has been put on hold for 10 years, for almost a decade now. And finally, we were going to get more story. We were going to get a story about her. And all that sort of stuff. And they fumbled the bag with Barriss Offee. Now, her story goes, this is how the story goes, like this. So, Barriss has been in prison for quite some time now. And then, the 4th sister from the Kenobi series, I don't blame anyone who doesn't remember her, by the way. But she offers Barriss Offee a spot on the Inquisitorius. She tells her, hey, you want to join our little gang here? She then accepts. Then she's then taken to the planet Nur. And honestly, this episode right here, the episode where Barriss Offee is training to be an Inquisitor, is honestly probably the best episode, just because we're seeing a lot of cool stuff about how the Inquisitors are brought in, how Inquisitors are trained and all that sort of stuff. So basically, they bring all these ex-Jedi or ex-Padawans, and they have them fight, and we see Barriss Offee go up against the Grand Inquisitor, who, by the way, big props, because he got the Grand Inquisitor's head right. Fucking, Megamind looking head, but that's besides the point. Point of the matter is that Barriss Offee, of course, fights the Grand Inquisitor and all that sort of stuff. And then she then has to fight this other Padawan and all that sort of stuff. And basically, it's this battle of the death. The two of them are only given one lightsaber, and they have to fight each other. And then, Barriss then kills, the other Force wielder with a Force choke. And then she's then brought onto the Inquisitorius. There's all this line where there's, of course, this, there's the final shot of the episode where you have, like, the Inquisitor that Ahsoka killed in the previous teleseries. Also got Marok there. And then you also have the 4th sister there. And then Darth Vader comes walking down and sits on the throne and all that sort of stuff. That was a cool episode. But then afterwards, though, things just become really mid. So to basically make it a long story short, Barriss and the 4th sister go to this planet to find a Jedi. Barriss is trying to comfort this child and said, hey, tell us where the Jedi is, and all that sort of stuff. He then tells Barriss, and then the 4th sister kills the whole entire village. They go fight the Jedi, who a lot of people have been talking about the Jedi's, about this Jedi's gender identity. I'm not going to get into that, but basically, they're fighting the Jedi. Barriss, she basically just says, you know what, I don't want to be an Inquisitor anymore, pushes the 4th sister off, and then basically helps this stranding Jedi. And then the final episode, we then, follow up, years later, Barriss is, she cut her hair. She's much more older now. And the fourth sister is after her. They're trying to help this family with their child who is force sensitive. They get her and some other 2 followers, get them out of there. Barriss basically, you know, the fourth sister is trying to navigate through this like little cave thing, and then stabs Barriss for like I think the stomach. And then they both get out of the cave, and that's it. That's how the episode ends. Well, I mean, 10 years. 10 years we waited for this, and we were given the most... Honestly, I just got to really honestly just say it. Redemption arcs in Star Wars are getting just boring and repetitive. Like, I don't know. I'm up the opinion that not every single character needs a redemption arc in Star Wars. I'm just saying that right at the bat. Not everyone needs a redemption arc. They could have given Barriss Offee a much different story. And really, honestly, I don't really know, like, okay, I don't really understand her thought of the matter here. So, Barriss Offee, on her own occasion, killed a whole entire hangar, destroyed a whole hangar that contained people, blamed that on Ahsoka, says that the Jedi, you know, have lost their ways and all that sort of stuff. And while, yes, the Jedi were, you know, losing their way and all that sort of stuff, they were becoming extremely, ignorant and all that sort of stuff to everything that was happening. And then Barriss, who you could argue that, okay, she's had some time in prison to think about things, but at least a year does not determine you just to be like, oh, I'm no longer part of the dark side, you know, and all that sort of stuff. And it's just, and I'm not saying that I could have written this better by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not saying that, but holy shit, a more talented writer could do this. I'm just saying that there are more talented people that can write a good story for Barriss. I'm, again, of the opinion that I would not have her had a redemption arc. I probably would have had her, you know, maybe, there's a lot of people that said that Barriss should have fought Ahsoka, you know, should have gone ahead and fought Ahsoka, go ahead and hunt Ahsoka, and then maybe Ahsoka, they fight each other, Ahsoka, doesn't want to fight Barriss and all that sort of stuff, but Barriss, you could say that, she, tries to kill Ahsoka, but then, Ahsoka is then forced to kill, Barriss Offee. It could be like a little bit of an inverse between, we all know how in the Kenobi series, Obi-Wan is fighting against Darth Vader, slices his helmet in half, but he doesn't kill him. It could have been a nice inverse of that. This time, Ahsoka kills Barriss, and then maybe she goes off and maybe regrets her decision. But, I mean, I don't know. There could have been a lot more of a better kind of story for Barriss. But this, though, this was not it. However, I would say, though, that Barriss should have joined the Inquisitorius, could have been there for a couple of short years, and then maybe she accounts for Ahsoka, and then you can basically, and hey, you can come up with whatever happens there, but boy, though, these Tales of the Empire, and they weren't even about the Empire about the Empire. Barriss Offee and Morgan Elsbeth have nothing to do with the Galactic Empire. They could have done a story about Tarkin, Thrawn, Vader even, though I would argue if they're going to do one about Vader, maybe that should be Tales of the Sith. I don't know. Maybe they could have done it about other characters in the Empire. But no, we just get a Night Sister story and an Inquisitor story, which I guess for the Inquisitor side, yeah, that could make sense since, Inquisitors are part of the Empire, but I kind of like to consider the Inquisitorius the Inquisitorius are kind of their own thing. Like, they're not part of the whole overall Imperial circle. But, you know, not with the day-to-day operations of the Death Star or Project Necromancer or anything like that. So, yeah, Tales of the Empire was really... And here's the thing, is that every time I go into these newer Star Wars shows, I just hope I'm not even expecting this to happen. I just simply want them to be good. And unfortunately for me, this wasn't good. So thank you guys for watching, and happy late May the 4th, or Revenge of the 5th, or Revenge of the 6th, whatever the hell you want to call it.